Today, we're going to explain a few different things. The most common misunderstanding is of coins. What is a coin? What is a token? What is a metal? What is bullion? So we're gonna briefly touch on some of that stuff. We have some of the older tokens here that are absolutely beautiful. They're called hard time tokens. That was the pre-Civil War tokens, some during the era. These are from the early 1830s, like this one, hard time tokens. When stores would issue a token that they could redeem it for groceries, for could be ice cream, could be for sugar, flour, oil, gas, anything like that, they'd be called hard time tokens, mostly in the 30s, 40s. After that, they made, which is some of my favorites, some of the Civil War tokens. It would be like U.S. Navy, it would be Union, just a variety of them. That was in around the Civil War era. That's why they're called Civil War tokens. Here is some of the Civil War tokens. As you can see, I could go a little bit more in details. There's some more Civil War tokens. Some are in beautiful conditions. They range anywhere from probably $25, $30 up to like 100, maybe sometimes in the thousands of dollars. So these are the Civil War tokens. The earlier ones are the hard time tokens. There is the new one, which we got a couple of them. They're called the casino tokens. As Michael is about to show you, there's a couple in here. These are, the center is 6/10 of an ounce of silver. So you've got about $36, give or take, almost $35, $36 in silver in there. They have no value. The newer ones, like the casinos, they do have a value. They're $10 mostly. Some are, $7.50. They're made for the old casino gambling tokens. They're not currency. They were redeemable just at the casinos. This one here, for example, it's a gaming token. The core is, like I said, 0.6% silver. You would play with them back in the day. Now they have more like the acrylic chips that you're playing with. Then we move on to now what's called bullion. So what is bullion? Bullion is anything that's made out of a metal. It could be silver, copper, gold. So for example here, this is 1 ounce of silver, but it doesn't have any value. So it's privately minted 1 ounce of silver. Round it's called. It comes also in a form of a bar, either by a major manufacturer like Credit Suisse or Engelhardt, some of the most popular ones, or it could have generic ones such as made by Silvertown and the likes, Ohio Precious Metals. They'd be like 1 ounce. You have 5 ounce. You'd have 10 ounces by private companies. Could be like Apmix. You could have, these are like extruded. Then you could also have the poured bars like this. They're very crude looking, and some of them are highly collectible. You see how crude they are. You see all the air pockets on the likes. Engelhardt is one of the top dogs in that business. The smaller the fractionals are like 2 ounce, 3 ounce, 5 ounce. They have such high premiums in the hundreds of dollars an ounce. You can have the Wells Fargo. That's extruded. Again, it's flat. It's not poured, doesn't have the pit holes on the likes. That's extruded. They have no value. Again, that's bullion. And then when it's made by a sovereign country, it would have like a value, whether it's Austria, this is $150 euro, for example. I'm sorry, 1.5 euro. You could have by the Canadian Mint, it's $5 Canadian. So no matter what, the government backs it up. It's called a sovereign coin versus a bullion. You could have the South African Rand, silver. You could have English Britannia. These are all coins. They're sovereign coins. Engelhardt is not beautiful, but it's still privately minted. You could have the Libertad by Mexico. You could have the Silver Pandas by China, the Chinese mint. You could have Superman. This is also by Canada. So it's a coin to commemorate. These are like the superheroes. That's another coin by Niue, they make them. But if it didn't have a value, such as a dollar value, then it would be privately minted. It's call it like just a round of silver. So the difference is whether you have a dollar value as a currency or money, you would say, or it doesn't have any value, just privately minted. That's bullion versus a coin. So that's it. In the next video, we're gonna discuss about how I personally invest in silver and take advantage of the product and the dips and strategize. Again, this is what I do. It's not an advice for you or a recommendation to invest, but again, it will be like what I do, how I position myself in silver, how I hedge per se at times as well. And that's it for now, guys. Hopefully you liked it. Tell me what you prefer. Do you prefer the older tokens, the newer, or the 70s mainly, or the newer product? I personally like the Civil War token. I just have a soft passion for anything that's like Civil War. I love the artistry. It just reminds me so much of what really went through. But that's all there is about tokens and sovereign coins. Choose till the next one, guys.